Hey, what's up everybody? Today I wanted to do a video where I talk about the art that I've been making for probably the past couple of days. I haven't uploaded any videos in like a week and a half at least, probably. And it's because I've had a friend over, it was my birthday, I was trying to figure out what I was doing with this channel, and I started painting, and I just painted for a couple of days, and I got some really good pieces out that were fun. Got to see one in the mirror over there. It's hanging on the wall next to me, but I wanted to talk about those. I wanted to talk about what kind of art I do, and possibly making a website. So let's start with this piece. This is a 9x12. It is untitled because I'm a loser. It was really fun to do. This one actually has a kind of a funny story behind it. Originally when I did this, she had dark eyebrows, dark eyelashes, and the background was like a light gray, and I had this like splattery rainbow paint kind of going on. I finished it and I hated it, and I wanted it to be all blacked out. So I went back, blacked it out, redid all of her features in white. It probably took me like 2 hours longer than necessary, but I did it, and I actually am really happy with the way it turned out. I really like her eyes. So then up here, sometimes you probably see this one in the background, this is my beta fish Schmidt, and I painted him on a whim. It was a couple of days after we got him. It was really fun. It probably took me like an hour and a half. I really like how kind of cartoony and fun it is, and I did his bubbles up there. And that one was really fun. It's still one of my favorite paintings. And that one is just titled Schmidt. So there's my little guy. So this is my park painting. I did the trees, I did the walkway, I did the blah 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 blah. This probably took me about 2.5 hours. I actually started this, I did half of it, and then the other half was naked because I didn't know what to do. And I left it for months. And then I just finished it. I just banged it out. Like, I came back and I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I just did it. I sat down and did it, and I really like it. I think it's one of my favorites. It's a good one. And then I have these watermelons over here. This one actually was a second. I have two pieces that kind of go together, and this was the second one I made. I just did the gray background, and then I did a bunch of the watermelon shapes in white, and then I went over them with the green and the pink. It took me maybe an hour. It was a really fast piece, but I like it. I love watermelons, my favorite food. So this is Coach and Jess. If you don't know them, they are my two corridor catfish. That one's Coach, that one's Jess. And they follow each other around the tank, so I imagine that they're in love. So they have heart bubbles. And I've got this one up here, and this is actually a recreation. I remade a painting that I did last year. I gave it to my favorite English teacher in high school, but I wanted one for myself because I'm selfish. By the way, when you do recreations, it never turns out the same and you're always mad about it, but I actually really like this one. I think it's a little more chaotic than the first one that I did, and the blotches of color are a little bit bigger and more like and pronounced. It's a little bit less like intimate detail than the first one, and I kind of like that. Here's my lemon one over there. So really the same concept as the watermelons, but it's a lemons, and it's also a 9x12. And I've got this big baby over here. This is two 16x20s. I blacked out the edges, and this took me probably 2.5, maybe 3 hours. And it was inspired by a painting that I found online, I think by Felix Murillo. I just really liked the idea of the streaky background and the yellow flowers, so I took it and I ran with it in a completely different direction, but it was inspired by that piece. So if you guys do find it, it is really good. I love it. And then I've got this one up here. This one is also untitled. By the way, I think pretty much all of my paintings are untitled because I don't know how to title things, because I just do it and it's done. It was the first thing I did that wasn't like crazy or really abnormal colors. I mean, if you notice my other art, my other nature-y paintings, you know, the trees are all like orange and crazy and everything's like really bright colors. And that was the first thing I did that was a little more muted and kind of simplistic. It's complicated, but it's simplistic. And it was really fun. I loved it, and this is a 12x12. So I've got this over here. This is a 16x20. This took me 2 hours as well. I don't know how I did it that fast. So it's got a lot of like interesting texture to it. It's got some smoothness over here, and then it's got, you know, the roughness of the flowers and the rocks and the water, and it was really, really fun to make. This is my cat. His name is Maverick. I did him 2 days ago. It's a 12 by 12, blacked out the sides, and I wrote Maverick on the side. So I did a teal background, and he's kind of orangey because I wanted to have that contrast without him being like a completely ginger cat. He's sitting on kind of a wood floor, and it's not the best like 3D effect, but I also kind of wanted him to look cartoony and rough. So I did it this way, and I gave him a cute little red collar. I did my Celtic symbol of a signature to match, and it was really, really fun. This probably took me about 2 hours too. Okay, so those are the paintings that I have in my room at this moment. None of them are sold, and I'm thinking about setting up a Weebly website. I don't know if you guys know what Weebly is, but it's a program you can use to set up websites. So I might do something like that where I put up my art, and I might start selling things. I sold some pieces in high school, but it was never like really like an official thing. It was more like people would text me and be like, hey, I want this, can you do it? And then we'd talk about a price, and then, you know, I would do it. And I'm not even sure if I would put prices on them yet, or just put them up and say, email me if you want to buy something. Otherwise, feel free to look and enjoy and comment and stuff. Okay, so the train is terrible. Alright, so that is all for today's video. I hope you guys liked watching. Comment down below if you have any more video requests, or if you have any ideas about my artsy fartsy website. And I will see you guys in the next video.